So my name is Imtiaz Karamat. I'm going to be talking to you about obsessive compulsive disorder and memory confidence. Let's start off, first of all, with actually a situation, okay, that might be familiar to some of you, where you're leaving the house and you get into the car. And basically what happens is that a thought comes to your mind and you're wondering, did I actually lock the back door? At first, you might say, of course I did, out of habit. But then soon enough, this thought actually comes back into your mind. You're thinking, maybe I didn't this time. Maybe I actually didn't lock the back door. This starts to build up a lot of anxiety in you, and you're just forced to get out of the car and have to go check to see if that back door is locked. Once you've checked to see if it's locked, you then would return back to your car and leave. But what if this was not the case? What if this first check was actually the beginning of a series of checks, where you had to keep going to see if that back door was locked? This is the case in obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, affects around 700,000 Canadians. And I don't want you to think about them as like the typical patients you might see on TV. No, these are real people that are in every aspect of society, okay? These are pharmacists, these are lawyers, these are tech experts, and more importantly, these are people that you may interact with on the daily. Now we have established exactly who is involved in OCD. Let's talk about what it is, okay? So OCD is an anxiety disorder. And the name kind of says it all. So you start off with an obsession. Think of it as something that creates a lot of anxiety. This could be maybe an obsession with germs that may lead to sickness, or maybe a stove being left on that could lead to a fire. And in order to reduce that anxiety, what we do is engage in compulsions. And with these compulsions, there could be such things as with the germs. It could be maybe like washing your hands repeatedly, or in terms of the stove, it could be to checking to see if the stove is off. Now, combined together, these obsessions, these compulsions lead to that disorder. Now, there's a lot of different categories of OCD. We're going to be focusing mainly on checkers, okay? And they're basically, what they do to reduce their anxiety is engage in repeated checking behavior. And they're a very common type of OCD category. Now, what researchers have found was that with these checkers, they actually show what is known as a reduced memory confidence. So although their memories are intact, they actually exhibit doubts as to whether those memories are truly valid. And this doubt is what is known as reduced memory confidence. What's furthermore seen is that as they engage in their checking behavior, like they go through those series of checks, their memory confidence gets further reduced. And that's because in the beginning, when they're going through like a 1 check, 2 checks, they're still remembering those experiences. They're remembering what they checked and how they did it. But as they keep going through that checking series, all those experiences start to blend together. And they go from remembering to just knowing that they've checked. And they don't know exactly what they've checked, how they did it, and those memories are like less vivid. And that creates more doubt and reduces your memory confidence even more. So now we have an idea about memory confidence, about OCD. How can we actually improve memory confidence to help these people? Now, one way is through cognitive behavioral therapy. And with this, there's several different strategies you can use to target OCD and memory confidence. One way is just simply talking and educating these patients on what memory confidence is and how it relates to their disorder. Because these patients do realize that they have OCD. So by educating them and getting them a bit more familiar with memory confidence, it helps empower them. It helps them take control of their disorder. Furthermore, what happens is that you could give them a logbook and tell them at different intervals along your checking series, record your memory confidence. And then they'll be able to visually compare their memory confidence at the first check versus like the 10th check and see how their memory confidence actually gets reduced as a result of their checking behavior. And with this in mind, they're able to better take control of their disorder and just hopefully overcome it. So this is all very valid, and it's good to know about memory confidence and OCD. But what exactly does this mean to you if you don't have OCD? Like, what can you personally take away from this? Well, one thing you should take away is just this idea that although we may not realize it, our mental abilities are in such a fine balance. And something as simple as double checking a locked door can lead to such extremes as OCD. But we require this fine balance to efficiently interact with the world around us. So what that means is that our minds are somehow able to maintain this fine balance and do it so seamlessly. And that truly shows you how remarkable our cognitive abilities are. Thank you.